Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Killout404 and this time I'm bringing you guys a Black Ops 3 commentary. I hope you guys enjoy the uploads and also the recent uploads that I have on my channel because I'm trying to get more active on my channel once again, just trying to look towards the future to try to get things kickstarted once again here. So I hope you guys do enjoy that. Anyway, today I want to talk about Call of Duty and a possible future on NX and why I personally think that, let's say NX is, we don't even know what it is. It could be VR, it could be an add-on. It really could be anything because there's no confirmation on what it is, but it's most likely going to be Nintendo's next console, the successor to Wii U. And so if it's a traditional console, I don't even think that even if that's the case that Call of Duty will be on NX. I'm kind of skeptical about that, and I'll talk about why that is in the future of this video in just a little bit. But first, let's talk about some history. Let's talk about my personal history with Call of Duty and my YouTube channel. So back in the day, when I first started making videos on my YouTube channel in 2010, I primarily relied on making content from Call of Duty, specifically on the Wii, as my main source of videos on the channel. I relied on it. My whole channel's life relied around Call of Duty on Wii. Nowadays, of course, that's kind of been changed a lot actually. Now I don't even really play Call of Duty. I'm now focused on Nintendo games, primarily on Wii U and 3DS. That's primarily because my affinity is with Nintendo. I guess I am a Nintendo fanboy at heart. I've only owned Nintendo consoles, no other consoles from any other companies, just Nintendo, and so now I'm back to where I'm more comfortable with. And so, but just thinking about that, I wanted to focus more on the future rather than the past. It was great. I have a lot of fond memories of Call of Duty, but again, I'm not looking to go ahead and go back into the past and play older Call of Duties. I'm not looking to do that anymore. I'm not looking to play Black Ops 2 or Ghost or any of the older Call of Duties on Wii because, that's the past. Now I'm looking towards the future, and that's kind of where this commentary kind of was inspired from, looking towards the future, looking towards a possible future where Call of Duty might be on the NX. Again, I am skeptical of that for two reasons, and now that I'll talk about the reasons. Again, just a little disclaimer, I'm just going to scratch the surface on this just because I don't have a lot of time. I really have to dedicate a full lengthy video talking about every single detail and example and possibility of what might happen in the future, but I'll just leave you guys with two reasons. The first reason is going to be graphics. Graphics is a huge question for NX. Nobody knows the graphical power of the NX, and it's a really big issue. Will NX just be as powerful as Wii U and not as on par or as powerful as PS4? That could be a possibility. Let's be honest right here, because look, Wii wasn't really as super powerful. It's not like the Wii was more powerful than GameCube, right? Do you see how those two consoles were very similar in terms of graphical power? The same thing could happen with Wii U and NX, where NX is just kind of, a more traditional console, maybe, mainly with a more traditional controller and so on and so forth. There's no confirmation that NX is going to be more popular or powerful. I keep saying popular, but powerful than Wii U. If that's the case, then I believe that Call of Duty is doomed from the start in NX if the graphics aren't there. And here's the reason why. It's very simple. Nowadays you see Activision kind of deprecating support, kind of not supporting that great anymore the last generation consoles, specifically Xbox 360 and PS3. And I mean, you see it so clearly here in Black Ops 3, and it's so funny because the Black Ops 3 version for Xbox 360 and PS3 is so gimped, it's almost like they're getting the Wii treatment. Black Ops 3 on Xbox 360 and PS3 only runs in 30 frames per second, and also they don't have DLC. They don't even have single player, which is like pretty sad in my opinion. This game is so gimped. It's so funny because it's like they're getting the taste of what we got, that medicine that we were fed back on the Wii days where we had no DLC, we had no support and so on and so forth. They're getting the exact same treatment. It kind of sounds a little evil on my side, but I'm kind of happy that they're kind of getting the same feeling. Those older generation console owners, they're getting the same feeling that we've been having for years for Call of Duty on Wii. Now it's happening to them. But anyway, the point is, if the graphics aren't there for NX, there's no way that Activision nowadays, with their mentality, they're not going to support an older generation of Call of Duty. They're also looking towards the future. They're also only going to make primarily Call of Duties, and they're going to focus on PS4, and they're going to focus on features that can only be featured on PS4, on Xbox One because of the stronger graphical capabilities of those consoles. They're only going to be supporting those powerhouses, and if NX doesn't enter the arena with the same graphical power, we all know that it's probably not going to happen. Next point is the support, third-party support, or more, I guess, generally the popularity of NX. Because again, it's all about numbers. Back in the day when Wii U first released, it wasn't a popular notion that this console was going to be unpopular. I mean, this is coming off of the Wii's monster success. Nobody thought that Wii U was going to be somewhat of a dud, right? And so they were just kind of transitioning and saying, okay, now it's time to bring our kind of more graphically intensive games, our popular franchises. Let's bring those games now to Wii U, now that we can actually create proper games, you know, that look great on this console. For example, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, and so on and so forth. We actually had decent support, actually pretty good support for Wii U when it first released. We had Activision support, EA support, Ubisoft support, other support, and so people were on this ship. But then when time went on, and you know, the cat came out of the bag where Wii U wasn't going to be as popular or successful as Wii, that's where the support kind of started to dwindle, and that's where these companies started pulling their games. Now it's kind of like funny, because it's going to be a deja vu. They're going to have to do the same thing, the same sort of gamble again with NX. When NX releases, will there be third-party support right from the beginning? And I personally think no. I think they're going to play it safe. I think they're going to wait a couple of years, maybe 1 to 3 years, where, okay, let's see how popular NX is. And maybe if NX is super popular, maybe even surpassing the popularity of Wii, that's where it's like, okay, now it's safe. We can see our sales numbers will be good. That's when we'll start supporting it, putting all our games on it once again, and we're gonna have kind of, you know, a return of these franchises back to Nintendo consoles. Maybe that would be possibly a time where Call of Duty come back to NX. But again, I feel that they're gonna be skeptical. They're gonna play it safe, and that would be just even more time, 1 to 3 years, even more time that a possible Nintendo fan would have to wait to play Call of Duty on NX. So it might happen. It might happen that Call of Duty might come on NX, but you possibly and most likely would have to wait even more time before that decision is actually made. And so that's pretty bad. If you're, and I don't think there's a lot of people like this anymore, but if you like kind of grew up with Call of Duty on the Wii, and you love Nintendo and so on and so forth, and you really enjoyed Call of Duty so much that it's kind of like your main game now, you're better off just buying a PS4 and enjoying Call of Duty now and in the future, the next year, the next year, the next year. It's pretty much 100% confirmation, right? That Call of Duty is going to be on PS4 now that PS4 is the main platform for Call of Duty. And you know, you'll get so many more benefits. You'll get the DLC first, you'll probably get patches first, you'll get all the 11 support. If you're a real Call of Duty fan, you might as well, don't wait for a potential Call of Duty on NX. You might as well just enjoy it right now on a PS4. A lot of my friends are doing that, and so that's kind of what I recommend if you're still kind of like that. But anyway, it's kind of interesting to think about it. Again, I just scratched the surface. I have to talk a lot more about this, but I want you guys to kind of chime in the comments, sound off in the comments below. What do you think are the real chances, honest chances, that Call of Duty will make an appearance on the NX console? I'm kind of skeptical, but I want to see what you guys think. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.